What is the most outrageous thing that your boss has ever said to you? Long story short, this happened 2 years ago. So this guy I was working for, the boss, the big boss of the company, asked me for a $20,000 loan, right? A $20,000 loan.
You're kidding.
I said I didn't have the money. He said, can you get a $20,000 loan out? Like, when I told him I'm not getting a $20,000 loan out, he asked me if I can ask my parents, bro, if I can ask my parents for a loan of $20,000 that he would pay back.
What?
And guess where that is now? Gone.
You're kidding. Okay, that's so, like, way corrupt. I mean, who asks their employee for a $20,000 loan? What does he need that money for? Why are you asking your employee for that money? And now it's gone? I mean, what does he have, like, some kind of, like, I mean, why? That's ridiculous. I don't know if that's illegal. I'm sure it's not, but obviously this guy felt some kind of pressure. I mean, his boss is asking him for money. That is ludicrous. Ugh, I hate that. I hope this guy gets his money back, because that is like theft.
Thanks to the market team for being out in the cold. Thanks so much. Here's what I need you to do though. I want to see blank in the front row of the main aisle. Very important and core value since I started doing the market in 2008. This is a huge thing. I understand if you are so cold your brain was not functioning all the way and you let all the other people take the good spots at the morning picking. But don't do that anymore. Go for the gold. Take the best spot in the main aisle. I heard some people at Liberty saying they couldn't find us at the market today. Make sure our big sign is visible from 4th and 5th streets. That's why they call it a market, because it is marketing. Listen, I feel like this demand isn't that crazy in the sense, like, from a business perspective. He's like, yo, put yourself out there, get in the front. We want to, like, you know, expose ourselves. However, it's freaking cold. Their brain probably does hurt because it's so cold. I feel like there's just a nicer way of saying it.
One of my favorite, and probably one of my more petty things that I do, is whenever my ass boss decides that she's suspicious of me and my motives, she decides to wait around in the parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
That's her car.
Anyway, so I don't have anything to do today. I think I'm ready to eat a snack. I have a couple Netflix movies.
Oh
downloaded on my
my
phone.
goodness.
How long do you think it took her to leave? Because if the answer is 45 minutes.
You'd be wrong. It was an hour plus.
Oh my goodness. If that's actually true and accurate, holy mother of God. That's insane. Dude, what is it with these people and carrying that much? Literally, guys, if I was a boss and I just like be like, okay, whatever, like you do whatever you're gonna do on your time. I'm gonna go home now. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, just imagine sitting in your vehicle, like looking at them, like just making sure that they're doing everything proper. What? No.
True story. An employer invited 6 people for an interview by 7 a.m. They were all punctual and before the time. He told them to wait. By 3 p.m., 3 people had left. By 6 p.m., he came and he met only 2 people. They got the job. That was the interview. It was a test of patience. That's ridiculous. You know who's left by the end of the day? The only idiots that are dumb enough to wait for an interview that's potentially never going to happen. I mean, obviously they didn't have anything else to do, so they were fine waiting, or they were just holding on to some kind of like hope. That's actually the way to get the person who is the least qualified for the job. Think about it. What do they have to do with their day if they can spend it waiting around for an interview that may or may not happen? In fact, the first person who left is probably the smartest, because they're not willing to spend hours and hours waiting. Oh, this is ridiculous. It's so backwards. Jail.
COVID is not a proper excuse to be able to skip work. Your mentality is the reason you didn't get a raise. Your mentality is the reason you didn't get the raise you asked for. It's not really a deadly disease. It's just the people that can't afford oh my God, healthcare and pass. But you decide that you can take a 14-day leave and expect a raise is despicable. You should remember that I am the reason you are where you are today, and if you decide to join work right now while you're sick without informing anyone, I will raise your salary from RM 14,400, 2 hour, 14,50. Okay, what? That's my final offer. If you decide not to come to work, I have nothing to do but fire you on short notice. I feel like this is illegal. This whole message does not sit right. I feel like this is very illegal, not to mention clearly they have an opinion about taking 14 days off when you're really sick, but that was the requirement for a very long time, that you had to like self-isolate and quarantine for 14 days. Like that was the law over here anyway.
Weird things that happened to me at work, part 79. Hey Kiko, we're gonna ask you to stay later because a couple coworkers called out. The next person doesn't come in for another 2 hours, so you'll have to fill these jeans, move this section around over here, and tag these shirts by yourself. Yeah, I can definitely help. Are you and Andy gonna be out on the floor with me? He's away on training and I have business to attend to in the back.
Business.
So the next 3 minutes is a hot mess. I'm trying to get everything done that my manager wants me to do, and customers are coming in and out because we're having a huge sale. And at one point I had to go to the back and grab something for a customer, and I just see my manager sitting there talking on his phone like he's not doing anything. When it slows down, after 45 minutes, he decides to make an appearance and goes, "Oh my god, what have you gotten done? The floor is a mess." Oh, I just got done with a huge rush, but I'll get it done. Are you this stupid? Are you this incompetent not to be able to do your job?
Yo, okay, if he actually said the last part, then like that guy's whack, dude. But I mean, I just don't care. You know, like at jobs like this where it's like she's clearly working retail, you know, she's working at some clothes company or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me, you know, and it's like it shouldn't really matter to you either. Like, yeah, we want the store to be like okay and whatever, but I guarantee that I've never had somebody walk into a retail store, and I used to work retail, walk into a retail store and then specifically not buy something because like that one section in the back is not folded right now because I'm busy talking to these people. You know, like just relax, manager. It's chill. It's retail.
Unfortunately, your creative skills aren't quite there.
Okay.
You're not the most creative. I think it's quite. I use the word beige in creative.
You think I've been looking for other jobs? You think
that's not lying?
But you think I'm lying that when I say I haven't, because I said I had notice I would have to send you a letter.
And it's a week minimum. I'm actually going to make it 4 weeks. Shows me you have no care for anyone moving forward.
I do.
Anyone asking about you?
Oh, that is so ridiculous. I am so glad that she recorded that. Think about the attitude of her employer. He said, based on something that I don't like about you, that I perceive that you've done, I'm going to take your 2-week notice, which is just like standard across the board, and you have to give me 4 weeks. It's just ridiculous. Like, I wonder, does she even have any incentive to stay at this point? Because this guy sounds like an absolute tyrant. I mean, he's lucky, he is lucky she even gave him notice at all. Just like the absolute entitlement is baffling. Like, I would have hung up the phone at that point. Right at the point where he called her beige as a color. I mean, that's just offensive. Who wants to be called beige? Just hang up the phone right then and there.
What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nia, and I'm back with another banging banger. I'm sorry I couldn't answer the phone. Please leave your name, number. Yeah, you know all that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think that has anything to do with this video, Chris. It's some girl's voicemail. And she's like, yo, wappa wappa, I'm not here to take the phone. This content, I feel like, slipped in here somehow. Is she the boss? I have no idea, but honestly, I vibe with that. She was having a good time, unless I'm not hearing it correctly. I don't know, guys. She was like, yo, can't answer the phone right now, wappa wap. I don't know. She sounded like she was having a good time. I'm missing the mark here, or this content is missing the mark.
Tell me your boss is toxic without telling me your boss is toxic. I'll go first.
So what did the vendor say when you talked to them?
Well, they said the invoice had 2 line items that...
No. What did the vendor say when you...
They said the 2 line items were showing the wrong...
Don't interrupt me. What did they say when you talked to them?
I guess I don't understand the question.
Thank you! I'm asking, when can we expect payment?
They said the invoice would be paid when we changed the 2 line items.
What line items?
Wow, completely ridiculous. Like, she just does not understand the question at all. It's like like, why are you talking about line items? You know what I mean? Like, we're out here trying to get to the bottom of this, you know? I'm the big boss, and I gotta get to the bottom of this. Ridiculous. Ridiculous employee there, guys, am I right? Just like, craziness, you know, line items and, you know, like what they did. I want to know what they said, goddammit.
Here's another fun fact to spit out. If a manager has to breathe down your neck, they're a manager. They shouldn't be a manager. My present manager at a job, which I love, is also the owner. He's crazy successful. Do you know what he spends most of his day doing? The exact same job as everybody else on the floor. He has a simple philosophy. If he has to micromanage someone, then this isn't the job for them and they should look elsewhere for employees. The goal of any manager should be production. Outside of some necessary paperwork, the only managing this guy does is training or fielding questions and stuff like, oh, I've got to be out for a doctor's appointment. Okay, cool, see you when you get back. I think one of the biggest problems in our country is managers who think that it's their job to be an authority figure. It's not. Your job is to keep production moving.
Very, very, very true. And if you think about it, I mean, there's usually like a massive pyramid of managers. Whoever wants to be a manager so bad, even they have to answer to someone in the end, right? So their power trip can only extend so far. And if they have no desire to actually work in a team and the only thing they want is the label of manager, I mean, you can have it, but not even that's gonna give you much power over people. And that's clearly the only motivation for some people, and it's like really sad. But it's also obvious when that happens too. Like, it's like, they don't really want to lead, they just want the title.
Yes, Miss Jones, I recommend if you apply for a job and you expect somebody to call you, that you have a more appropriate response on your voicemail. So thank you for applying, and no need to give us a call back here at Harris.
Oh my God. Okay, so that was the second part. So this woman, Miss Jones, applied for a job and they called her back saying, I recommend if you apply for a job, you have a more appropriate voicemail when we call you back. So that was it. Now it makes sense. I was so confused. I'm like, what is this? What? I mean, yes, I do agree. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a ridiculous demand. Of course, when we were young, I always had a funny voicemail when I was younger, like in high school. But, you know, now it's like, can't come to the phone right now. Please leave your message. You gotta have your fake customer service voice on your voicemail. It just is what it is.
For some background, at our store, we usually take care of our tasks in a pretty timely manner, so after we're done with our tasks, we like to take a seat, sit down, relax. We use these step ladders. Now my assistant manager, thinking himself hot as he is, decides that we're not getting our things done in a timely enough manner because we sit on these ladders. So the other day he chose to start doing this.
Oh man, that's some passive
As you can
aggressive
tell, it's a
right
bike
there.
lock. I cut it free, and now he has a heavier duty one. Now, just to clarify, that is both at the same time. He doubled down on that. I have a fun plan to deal with that.
Oh boy.
Don't lock a part store worker out of their seat. We'll get this taken care of real quick. And now we have free ladders.
Wow, dude. Okay, so this guy is just like disturbing it, man. Like, first off, that is some passive aggressive stuff from the assistant manager. But you'd think, like, why don't you just go find another place to sit? Like you said, you're in a hardware store or a parts store. I guarantee there are other areas that you could just like utilize, you know. And realistically, you're kind of the problem with this video is you're kind of proving him right, because even though your assistant manager is being an ass, like, do not get me wrong, he is being an ass. You're kind of proving him right, because now instead of doing your job, you're out here cutting loose the freaking step ladders and making TikToks on it. You know, so like, I really want to side with you, man, but at the same point, you know, we're not really adding up here.
Have you guys ever had a boss that was like,
I know I'm late, but I work so much more than everyone else.
oh, you've got symptoms? I bet.
I cannot come help you guys. I have to spend 35 hours making the schedule.
Right? Yeah, that's really funny. Yes and no though. I kind of like it when like managers are like busy and like doing their own thing. Because I mean, what's the opposite of that? It's like someone just like standing over your shoulder the whole time. Personally, I would rather the manager that's like busy, so.
Are you manager tonight? I'm a mid. Do I need to come in at 5? I don't think there's a need to be to takeout tonight, and I have a doctor appointment at 4 for my EMT program and I can't miss it. See you after your appointment. Thanks. Lack of preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. Schedule has been posted for some time now. Dang. just not very understanding. Linda, can you food run Saturday night? I don't have anyone scheduled. Lack of preparation on your part. Okay, so this is like a copy and paste message from this boss, and it sounds like he's not very understanding. Like, stuff happens, man. Stuff comes up in life. You gotta be a little more understanding than that.
This didn't happen to me, but I had a coworker and very best friend who was diabetic and would frequently have to step off to the floor to, take care of everything. Sometimes she'd be working so much she wouldn't have the opportunity to stop and handle her blood sugar as it was moving around, and it would get way out of whack because she wasn't able to stop and fix it as it was getting in whatever direction is bad. So she'd have to really take some time to get everything back under control, and she would get verbally berated for it.
Oh my.
She'd have to stop and eat something or drink some Coke or something, and they would absolutely tear into her.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. I feel like there's some laws or rules against doing that. And if you have a literal medical thing that you have to go and deal with, right? Like, you can't be harping on me for that. And ultimately, it's like, you hired me, like you knew that I had this, right? Not that we shouldn't be hiring people because they have that, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. Just let the person have a Coke, for God's sake, just chill, just relax. Seriously, I feel like all these people just take their jobs way too seriously, unless we are at a freaking nuke site monitoring the nuclear weapon, chill.
So funny. Wow. It's kind of like, yeah, when you just get that one message and your mind just does mental gymnastics and you're working out what it could be. That is so stressful. Can I just ask, can managers please stop doing this? Writing sort of some kind of a very ambiguous message and just leaving it for hours on end so we have to guess if we're getting fired or not. That's terrifying. Please stop doing that, please.
My office has lost 60% of our staff since the start of the pandemic. I am doing the work of 3 people, and I was here for 14 hours yesterday. Got this email from our area manager this morning. Happy Thanksgiving. I feel like that's sarcasm. Do me a favor, don't ever tell me you are too busy, because I don't believe it. It is a lame excuse, and nobody that is successful ever says that. Work smarter or longer or both. Thanks. Great pep talk from a manager, I must say. You're really picking up the slack for everyone due to the pandemic, but no, not a thank you for your hustle, not a thank you for your hard work. No, this is what you get instead. That's great.
My first job was at Wonderland, and my shifts, if I did a night shift, it ended at 11:30. The last go bus left Wonderland at 11:30. So every other supervisor would let me leave 5 to 10 minutes earlier so I can literally sprint to the other side of the park, get my stuff from my locker, and go get the bus. Except for this one witch who, for some reason, wouldn't let me leave. So by the time I was able to go, after her adding on some extra closing duties, I missed the bus. I started hysterically crying because, again, I was 15 years old. I didn't know how I was going to get home from Vaughan to Downsview to Toronto. And I withdrew everything I had in my bank account because I also didn't understand the concept of how much a taxi would cost.
Oof, that is a rough one, man. Yo, actually my roommate now, he used to work in Wonderland. He's got some horror stories as well. Apparently, beautiful place if you're going as a visitor, not so good behind closed doors.
No, you're not gonna call me no. I'm not none of these ones. I'm gonna whoop your. I'm not none of them. So you.
Relatable, I guess. It's kind of stressful though. Anyone who works in the service industry, I mean.
Hey, can I talk to you about a couple things? Yeah, of course. I just want you to be a little more aware of the tattoos that you're getting.
I mean, they're on my body. I'm pretty aware of them. It's just that my daughter sees them, Also, the way you pose for pictures. Like,
oh,
which
come
one?
on.
There's one and your back is facing the camera, like your butt is in it. Am I wearing a swimsuit? No, like you're fully clothed, you're hiking in it.
That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit suspicious. First of all, biggest ick when your boss or someone from your work has an opinion about something that you do outside of work, as in you're not even working, like they've seen a photo that you posted on Instagram or something like that and they have an opinion about it. I mean, it's at what point can these people not have a life? Right? I would hate if anyone would do that. I mean, that's just horrible.
I was in high school working a summer job when my father had a massive accident and I needed to go for one weekend to help out. My manager's reply, what's more important, work? We're family. He wanted me to choose for a summer job. You shouldn't have to choose for any job. Summer job, full-time job, like the biggest career you've ever had. We all know the answer. It's family.
I asked my employer for a place to privately breastfeed in, and she said no. I printed out the law and gave it to her. She said, too bad, what are you gonna do about it? So I went over her head and told her boss that, hey, I need a place to breastfeed. Let's call her Brianna. She got so upset that night that Brianna called me crying at about 10 p.m. Because how could I go over her head? Didn't I care about her as a friend?
Dude, at that point, you just gotta whip it out. Be like, okay, if you're not giving me a private spot, no problem. Let's do it right here, man. Like, this is what it's gonna be if you're not doing it for me. Or you can do what she did and go over the top, which I guess is probably better. But I don't know. We can get petty with it too, guys.
So I was working at a bar. Sounds like fuckers. My grandfather just had a stroke, fell, hit his head, and then he was also the primary caretaker of my grandmother who had dementia. At the same time, my manager's daughter went into labor, had her baby, and she found out that her and her baby were infected with a staph infection in their blood. They both almost died. He was at work, not caring. And when I got all my shifts covered for the next 2 weeks so I could go take care of my grandmother because I was the only one that she would listen to, he told me no. I don't mean just no, you can't do that, sorry, we don't have coverage. I mean, he said no, I don't want you to do that and I won't let them cover your shifts. And then told me that it was not his problem. Called him a chauvinistic pig, told him he wouldn't know family if it hit him in the face and told him to fuck off, and I quit.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do at that point? Literally, what are you gonna do? At this point, guys, in my, I guess, working career or whatever, I just say it, you know, I'm just like, I will be taking this time off. That's just what it's gonna be, and if you say no, like, all right, whatever. Like, but I'm not gonna be here. It's more of like a FYI, I'm just like, I'm not gonna be here, so good luck, see ya, and if they cause problems then, well, sorry, bye.
Okay, at the end, like when he smiled, obviously he seems like a nice guy, but isn't that just everyone's pet peeve? Like when your boss comes up to you, or even your coworkers for that matter, during your lunch break, and it's like, man, this is your dedicated window where you get to like zone out. I personally could not. That's why, you know, you hear about people just like eating in their cars or going for a mental health walk, I think, during their break. That's tough. That's tough. Oh my gosh, can we stop doing this, please? Oh my gosh.
Our Olive Garden got hit by a truck and my manager still tried to open. We've had a meme made out of it since. You're still coming in today, right? I've genuinely seen this meme before. Maybe it's been in one of our other videos, but the fact that this is like a true story and they were still like, oh, we're still opening. People are still coming in to have lunch. Where are you going to work? Your building is on fire. Also, how did that happen? FedEx is in big trouble. Oh my God, I'm sorry I'm not even thinking about the driver. That's terrible. But I'm thinking about all the FedEx products that are in there and delivery.
Hi, this is Katie. I was just calling to let you know that I am not coming in tonight or ever. I decided that I don't want to work for someone who is accusing me of lying about my grandpa's death. I just want to let you know that you don't really know me or anything going on about my chaotic life, and you threatened my job over the phone when he literally passed yesterday. So I'd rather not pay my rent than work for someone like you, and don't worry, I will send you a copy of his obituary in the mail as soon as we get it written. So I quit. Bye, Deborah.
Damn, I really wanted to hear what Deborah had to say about that. I was so looking forward to getting the response. That was well done, but I wanted to know what she had to say. Like, how do you actually respond to something like that? If you're that messed up, what is going on in your brain? I don't even know.
In bathroom for more than 10 minutes, a smell check? Ew. Will be completed to ensure employee not sitting on phone. If it does not stink, employees will... Excuse me. I just took my breath away. Employee's name will be reported to office. Y'all, come on now. This can't be real. You're telling me someone's about to see if you took a dump or not by smelling? Ugh, that is sick. That is sick, man. But like, what if people spray? You would spray. You would try. I don't know, y'all. This is too much. This is gross. Gross. And sometimes it takes time. It takes time.
Today's the motherfucking day. I'm literally, you feel me? I would quit, but I'm finna expose this bitch. Like, I really hope shit go viral, because I'm finna be posting TikToks in this about everything about Mighty Crab in Little Rock. They got fucking rats. I'm finna go in there and show y'all the fucking rat traps, so y'all don't think I'm a capping. These motherfuckers got rats, hella rats, like in and out, in and out, in and out, and they dirty as Mighty Crab on University has rats. And the manager, she's the but I got 30 minutes left, so I'm finna go here and I'm finna show y'all these motherfucking rat traps. Got me fucked up.
Oh.
Y'all see that? They use sausage to catch these motherfucking rats in here. The only food that they serve to y'all, they use shit to catch in here. And she said these motherfucking cameras got audio. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck this bitch. And I hope you see this shit, bitch. I really do.
Holy, wow. Okay, yeah, she's done. That's it, guys. There is no more working for this individual. That was the last time that you will ever work at that location. I mean, that's less of a boss thing and more of just like a company-wide, like, this place sucks. We need to be better, you know? Like, what is it? Why are we allowing freaking rats to come in here and do things? Yeah, just absolutely gross. If I found out there were rats here, I don't think I'd actually be able to come to work. Like, that's a bit too much for me, you know?
Are you in Monday morning at 9 a.m., please? That was at 3:31 a.m., okay. Are you in? You texted me at 3:30 a.m. last night. Yes, I wanted you to work today. What? I was sleeping. What do you mean? Oh my God. And then the fact that they checked in at 10 a.m. to be like, so are you in? It's like you texted me 5 hours ago and I haven't responded. No, I'm not in. Ugh, I've had people do that before. I won't throw names. I mean, who cares? It was for Good Life Fitness. And yeah, she would text me and I'd be sleeping. And then the next morning, we have to open at 6 a.m. She's like, so are you in? I'm like, no, I was sleeping. You think I just set my alarm for 5 a.m. for fun when I'm not scheduled? No. Anyways, hello. COVID is not an excuse to skip work. I've been sick many times. Oh boy. I've been sick many times in my life and still showed up to my job. This mentality is what separates me from you, and it's the only reason why you are working for me and not vice versa. You should not worry about spreading it to your coworkers. It's just a simple flu. It's easy to deal with, but rather worry about the extra workload you put them through if you decide to be lazy. If you don't want to have a day off, you should contact me at least a week in advance. Remember, I am the one who pays you. I can have you fired whenever I want, and you are nothing without me. Don't expect a raise anytime soon if you threaten to skip. Y'all, I hope you quit. I hope you quit. No job is worth this. I will tell you that. Also, even if the pandemic and the illness was like a flu or cold, I'm not going to work sick because that gets other people sick, no matter what it is. Okay? That's craziness. I've also had the luxury of not having COVID, so I don't know what it's like, but I heard it can be pretty rough.